Hi, if you live in the state of Michigan and pay auto insurance, this message is for you. As many of you know, Mom was involved in an auto accident in January of 2021. For quite some time now, we have been trying to get Mom back at home, to move her into her place, let her have her kitchen, eat in her dining room, and enjoy her garden. Plus, it's the way that we can get Mom the rehab benefits that she needs and deserves to get better. However, in 2019, Governor Whitmer, at the behest of the insurance industry, signed a law stating that attendant care would be cut by 45%. Why should this matter? Why does this matter to you? Each of us that pay into Michigan's auto insurance are required to pay a portion of the medical, so that if you're ever injured, your medical needs would be taken care of. Your doctors, your hospital stay, your medications, any therapies that you would need, but also your attendants, who are your nurses and your CNAs, certified nursing assistant, shortened CNAs. Nurses and CNAs are the bread and butter of care for anyone who is involved in any kind of accident or any injury. They are at the bedside dispensing medications and helping patients to feel better and to improve their life and their quality of life. They're everything to people who are injured. However, when Governor Whitmer cut this pay by 45%, it didn't affect just them and their industry. This is what happens. Most of them are paid through an industry or through an organization like Origami, the Brain Rehab Center, or a home health center. They may make, let's just say, $20 an hour. The organization that has hired them needs to make, say, $35 an hour. Why? Because not only do they need to pay the attendant, but they have overhead costs such as insurance, workers' comp. They need to pay the staff, the administrative staff. They need to pay for the electricity. They need to pay for the rent for the building that they are in. They need to make a little money over the top so they can invest it back into the organization that they have to continue growing it and making it even better for the patients that they serve. So let's say that an organization needs to charge, say, $35 an hour to the insurance companies. So what they do is they say, insurance companies, we need you to pay $35 an hour for us to put a nurse or a CNA into someone's home. 45% of $35 is $15.75. That's not even the pay rate for the person they're sending into the home. And now they can't cover rent. They can't cover workers' comp. They can't cover insurance. They can't pay for the administrative. They can't afford it. And so they have had to pull back and not be able to send people into homes. I have heard of stories where people who have for years had an assistant at their side, a nurse and an attendant in their home. They kind of gathered up their medications and everything they needed and said, "We're sorry, but we can no longer serve you. Or we can only serve you 8 hours a day when really you need 24 hours a day." This is not okay. This affects you because if you were ever injured in an accident, God forbid, you would not have access to someone who would be able to care for you. You might be shuttered into a nursing home. And bless them, they do a lot of good work, but it might not be the place where you need to go. Those who were injured pre-2019, they have been able to get that funding back. So we know that it's possible, but we need your help. Again, you paid into this system. My parents paid into this system for 50 years, since 1973, when no fault auto was our law. They've been paying into it for a long time, expecting that the money that they put into it would be there for them when they need it, and Mom needs it. And with you paying into the system, you ought to deserve that you would get that money when you need it. And right now, it won't be there for you unless you act. We need you to act. We need you to help us make this right. What I'm asking you to do is to please contact your state legislator and your senator and ask them to vote for Bill SB 530 and 531. This will help us to gain back what we put our money into, to remind the governor and the auto insurance industry that the money that we pay each month, and we pay a lot in auto insurance, we pay that money expecting it to be there if, God forbid, we were ever injured. And like my mom, you don't know that that could happen. So we're asking you to contact your state representative and your state senator and ask them to vote on this bill. Ask them to vote to make it right. If you have any questions about this, please contact me. I'm going to put information below about how you can contact your senators and your state representatives and a little bit more about this bill. Thank you very much. Help us get Mom home. God bless.